All right, so a lot of you guys have asked me, how do these MPCs sound individually? Like, do they have their own sound for each MPC? So I decided to do a little test today and to see if each one of these units sound different. And I ain't gonna lie, these results are a little bit interesting.
Bolo!
Before we get started, are you guys trying to build your studio but don't have all the money right now? Well, if you're trying to do that, you might want to go ahead and click on my link in the description and head over to Zounds.com. Zounds has a whole bunch of stuff on the site, and they have a whole bunch of stuff on the site that does not require a credit or background check. Meaning, all you have to do is order it, they will ship it to you, and then you can just make monthly installments while you use your stuff. Now, it's not everything on the site, but it is a whole bunch of stuff on the site that you guys can get right now by clicking my link in the description and heading over to Zounds.com. So why wait? Go ahead and get you some gear today. Yo, did you know Analog Cases made a stand that can fit the Hydrosynth, the MPC Key 37, and the MPC X Special Edition, and the MPC X too? They're the same size. Yeah, Analog Cases has just added a new stand to the already popular XTS stands. This stand is called the XL stand, and this thing is dope. This is a professional stand that is made for professional users. And this thing will protect your gear because it is made from 100% solid steel. And even if you put a mid-size keyboard or your MPC X or your MPC X Special Edition, this thing hugs those machines just like a glove. These stands are adjustable, so they're not one size fits all. If you want to make them smaller, you can. If you want to make them wider, you can do that as well. And these stands have ample clearance for all your cords and cables as well. So if you're looking for a really dope stand for your mid-sized keyboards and for your MPC X or MPC X Special Edition, go ahead and click my link in the description and head over to Analog Cases and get you the new XL stand today. All right, so here's a quick overview of what I did today. I made a quick beat today, nothing too serious, just made something really quick for the tutorial. And I exported the beat from my MPC X Special Edition, my MPC Live 2, and my MPC Key 37. And I directly exported the beat from the outputs of the units into my Apollo X6. I ran it directly into the Apollo, so there's no preamp coloring applied. And then just for kicks, what I did was I made sure that the volumes on each one of the units were set right at 50%. So I placed the volume knob right at the halfway point and I ran everything in. And this is where things get kind of interesting. So basically what I did was I ran the volumes in untouched. I didn't do any level matching or anything, and those results between each unit was very different. Now the next thing I did was I actually took the audio and I level matched the audio just to hear the differences between each one of the units. And then just to take it a step further, I actually exported the audio directly from the machines. I didn't run it through any cables or anything. I just directly exported it out of the machines just to hear if there's any differences in the machines. And what I did was I inverted the audio on each one of those exports to hear if there's any differences. Because hey, if you export it on the MPC, they all sound the same, right? So let's go ahead and take a look at these files, and I'm gonna be honest with you, these results are a little interesting. All right, so we're in Studio One right now, and I got all the audio files here, and as you guys can see, I got everything grouped up. The first set of files are the ones I ran directly from each unit into the Apollo X6 interface. The next group is the level matched audio files, and the last group is the direct exports from each one of the MPCs. So let's go ahead and focus on the first group. This is what I call the raw files. These are the ones that I imported in. I did not do any type of level matching or nothing. I just wanted to see if the volumes were different on each one of the units. And you can clearly see from the waveforms that yes, the volumes were very different. Now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna play you a little bit of the beat. It's not nothing much. I just wanna do something for the tutorial, but I at least want you guys to hear the beat that I made. Then we'll go through everything else. All right, so that particular take was from the MPC-X Special Edition, and I had the volume knob set at 50%. The reason why I set it at 50% is because I want to make sure that I got it at a nice, pretty cool level with nothing clipping and nothing distorting. And I just want to see pretty much how the level sounded on each one of the units. And of course, as you guys can see, the wave files of the MPC-X Special Edition and the MPC Live 2 are drastically different. I don't know what happened. I don't know what's going on, but when I ran it out of the Live 2 with the volume setting right at 50% or halfway, it was extremely low. And even on the MPC Key 37 at the same volume setting where I put the knob at 50%, it was low too, but it was not as low as the Live 2. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start it right here at the hook point. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cycle through each one of them and solo each one out so you guys can hear the volume difference. That is a huge difference between each one of the units. Don't know why the Special Edition is much louder than the Live 2 and the Key 37. Maybe I have an older Live 2. I think I got mine in like summer of 2021. Even the Key 37 is not as loud, but I don't know. Maybe it's like a software thing inside of each one of them. I don't know. But the MPC-X Special Edition is much louder at a lower volume setting. Now, what does that mean? It means that with the MPC Live 2, you're going to have to turn that volume up, especially if you're running it in to like any type of DAW or something like that, because you will have a noise floor issue if you keep it at a lower volume, because whenever you're running stuff through cables and preamps and stuff like that, you have to deal with noise, and you want to have a good level so you can kind of suppress that noise as much as possible. With the Key 37, it's not as bad, but you're going to have to turn it up just a little bit as well. And when I actually did the level matching on here, which I'm going to talk about now, I actually had to do a whole nother take for the MPC Live 2 because it was so low. I had to do another take so that it wouldn't be a lot of noise in the actual audio take when I'm trying to basically level match everything, because I try to level match it as good as possible. I'm not perfect, but I tried to get it as good as possible so you guys can hear the differences between each one of the units. Now, one thing that we are fighting against is the YouTube compression. It's not going to sound exactly like how it sounds right here on my actual computer, but you guys will be able to hear some subtle differences. Maybe. So let's go ahead and play it from that hook point again, and we're going to cycle through each one of the units. We're going to start with the MPC-X Special Edition, then we're going to go to the Live 2, then the Key 37, then we'll go back to the Live 2, and then we'll go back to the MPC-X Special Edition. But you guys will see the names in each one of the files, so you guys will know which one is which. So what did you guys hear? Did you hear like any drastic difference between either one of them? Me personally, I heard something with the MPC Live 2. Maybe it could be just like a 0.1, 2, or 3 dB type of a thing. Maybe it might be a little bit louder. But to me, they sound kind of similar when it's level matched. Well, somewhat level matched, but sounds pretty similar to me. What you guys think? All right, so now we're gonna go ahead and take a listen to the exported files that came directly out of each one of the machines. And as you guys can see, pretty much they look all, they look all the same. They look similar. And I'm gonna see if we hear anything different, because they do look very similar when you kind of look at the wave files a little bit. So let's go ahead and play them back real quick. I'm gonna cycle through them and solo each one, and then y'all let me know if y'all hear a difference. All right, so what did you guys hear? Did you hear a noticeable difference between each one of the units? Because this situation is a little bit different because it is exported directly from the machine. There's no cords or cables running into anything. I just directly exported my drum sounds and the native instrument sounds that I made the beat with. And yeah, I didn't really hear like a huge difference. Maybe the Key 37 had a little bit more of a bottom to it. Maybe, maybe the SE was a little bit cleaner, but I didn't really hear anything major. Did you? But I had to test out a few things a little bit further. And what I wanted to do was I wanted to invert the phase on these tracks to see if there's any difference, because if you're exporting it out of the machines, they should all sound the same, because it's all the same software, it's all the same stuff, so it should all be the same, right? So right now I have the MPCX Special Edition and the MPC Live 2 soloed, and what I'm going to do is invert the phase on the MPC Live 2. Now, when I click right here and I invert the phase on the MPC Live 2, we should not hear nothing if this is an exact copy. So let's go ahead and play it. That's crazy. We still hear something. So it's not an exact copy. Now let's go ahead and solo the Key 37 with the MPC X Special Edition and invert the phase, and let's see if these are an exact copy. Wow. Okay. All right. Well, let's go ahead and do it with the MPC Live 2 and the MPC Key 37. Let's see if they'll cancel each other out and maybe it's an exact copy. So let's see. Wow. Now, I could be just tripping. I could be tripping. Maybe it could be something wrong with what I'm doing. So what I did was I actually made a copy of the MPC Key 37 and I put, a copy of that on this other track right here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to solo both of these and I'm going to invert the phase on one of them and see if they cancel out. And that way we'll know if we have an exact copy. So let's go ahead and do that. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Now let me take that off. Let's see if they both play. And we invert the phase and it's completely silent. Wow. I don't know, y'all. I don't know. I'm actually kind of stumped about that one because I would have thought that with it being exported out of the unit with the same software and all the same sounds and everything, that they would have canceled each other out and it would have been an exact copy. It did take out the drums, but it seemed like the effects that were on the sounds, they are slightly different from machine to machine. Maybe it just could be a processing thing with each machine. So it's a subtle difference. It's not nothing major, but it's not an exact copy. That means that all the machines don't sound the same, I guess. That's interesting. All right, so there it is. What you guys think? Which one sounded the best to you? Y'all let me know in the comment section. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope you guys learned something from it. And like I always say, peace out.